Hello. So the last two quarters for Prakash Pipes have been pretty horrible. Okay, the earnings for the last two quarters have been pretty horrible. These are the quarterly results. Okay, first we have the sales, below we have the operating profit, and here we have the the sales growth. So it shows the year-on-year growth, and the top number are the sales. So if we go all the way to March and June, you see March and June. In June, sales growth was minus 0.68%. March was 183 crores, so 11% sales growth. That seems good. Now, pay attention to these numbers. This 18 and this 16. These are operating profit. Below them are the operating profit margins. So when you compare March and June of this year to March and June of last year, what do you see? Operating profits have declined from 30 crores to 18 crores, March numbers, and from 33 crores to 16 crores. You see the operating profit margin 18 and 16% last year, now 10 and 8% this year. So last two earnings have been horrible for Prakash pipes and overall for the plastic pipes industry as well. Now the reason given by them is well this. So they have two divisions, right? There are two divisions. One is the PVC pipes and fittings. One is flexible packaging. Flexible packaging also suffered, let's say, a massive decline in profitability, but they did not give the reason. So that can be a bit concerning. Now, they only mention one thing, okay? PVC prices remained subdued, which affected the profitability during the quarter. So, polyvinyl chloride, the prices remained low. So, the prices of the products also remained low, and that affected them. The country is witnessing good monsoon, which augurs well for the industry. Further, with the government's thrust on infrastructure spending, the company expects good demand from housing, infrastructure, and irrigation sectors in the ensuing quarters. So this is one paragraph. This is literally one paragraph, and there's reason for concern. We don't have any more information. So, in order to get more information, what we're going to do now is this. Where is it? Yes, this. We have two con calls. Okay, this is from Supreme. Supreme is a big company and it's also engaged in the same plastic pipes industry. Okay, and we have Prince Pipes. Prince Pipes. See, so these two companies, you can say, are competitors, are engaged in the same industry, and they have their own con calls. They release their quarterly con calls. Con call is a meeting where management of a company, they are asked questions and they can answer questions. And Prakash Pipes doesn't have this. So a main aim is to just read these con calls, find few important points to see what's going to happen with the industry, and hopefully we can see what's going to happen with Prakash Pipes by seeing what these companies are going to be because they're in the same industry. Okay. And they seem to have a lot of the same problems. For these two companies, also, the quarter has been extremely bad. Okay, sales growth down, profit growth down even more. So let's start and see what are the main points. Now, if you go to Supreme, all right, they have mentioned very clearly what's going to happen, what's not going to happen, and all. Okay, now here they mentioned that in June, the business of plastic pipe was affected due to a big monsoon. See, early monsoons this year. June was a month of monsoon, and the business or the month for agriculture pipe business, and it was washed out. So, month for the agriculture pipes business was June, and June was also month of monsoon. So, monsoon was the reason. First was PVC prices. Second, monsoons were the reason why the things were so bad. Then, very important. This is extremely important. So, on this is a question. Okay, this is a question. Why are we so confident in the remaining 9-month period? The volume will pick up significantly given that the ADD has still not come down and the BIS has been postponed to December. Now, you see this ADD is extremely important. This ADD refers to anti-dumping duty. Let me actually tell what's an anti-dumping duty. Okay, so look at this. India is recommending an anti-dumping duty on PVC suspension resins to boost domestic industry. So right now, what was the problem was the claim is that many countries, foreign countries, are exporting PVC resin, PVC, the material, at extremely low prices. So low quality, low price stuff is being dumped in the country. See, dumping. And what happens is more of this stuff in the domestic industry, it lowers the price. And what happens? The price of goods come down and the entire domestic industry is affected. So to prevent this, India in March, in March already had some anti dumping duty, meaning on imports PVC they will have a duty which will increase the price. This will also increase the domestic prices and will bring back profitability for the companies, hopefully. So currently you can see this statement. India has recommended a similar measure ranging from dollars 22 to US dollars 284 a ton on PVC suspension resins to curb cheap imports and to encourage domestic producers more freely. This is the entire article from Polymer Updates. Yes, Polymer Updates. And what else was there? Is a one statement, I guess. I guess that was it. So they're recommending this sort of a duty, this anti-dumping duty, and it's expected that it should come around December or somewhere around that year, time of the year. So yeah, so the anti-dumping duty is extremely important because if it get issued, if this is applied, implemented, what will happen is that the prices of the products should in the longer term actually rise, and this will be very useful for the industry. This ADD thing is repeated again and again, even in other places. Now, the management says one thing, okay, this is a supreme company. So last year, the price was high and there was destocking at a very severe level. Now, when the prices are at a manageable level and it is unfortunately going down, the entire pipeline is empty. We are very confident. So, Supreme Industries is very confident that they're going to do well. The piping business is going to do well. And Prakash Pipes is in the same industry. Okay, we're trying to, let's say, see whatever we have. Okay, I also have some shares. I'm doing horribly. And okay, of course, I have some shares. Just a disclaimer. So I have an incentive for the company to do well. I want the company to do well. So we're just trying to cherry pick. We're trying to pick something, not cherry pick. Pick all the information we could get. Now they said last year prices were very high. So prices of the products were very high. So they were selling the products, destocking, selling all the stocks at a very high rate. Now prices are manageable and going down. So fortunately, the prices are going down. So the raw material prices, see the raw material prices, it seems that the PVC resin raw material prices are stabilizing. So the entire pipeline is currently empty. So they can produce and they can sell a lot more. All right. Yes. We anticipate the margins of a company to be around 14.5 to 15.5% per stable. So they are expecting the margins to be good. And then there was inventory loss in quarter one. Hold up. Now let me bring up this. Okay. Now this could be one of the other reasons why Prakash pipes experienced some loss because of inventory loss. What is inventory loss? If prices of uh the goods, let's say prices of PVC resin collapse, prices of the goods, let's say, also go down in the market. So if a company like Prakash Pipes has produced and has kept some goods in stock to be sold in the future, that counts as inventory. But if prices in the market go down, they have to sell that at a reduced price. So originally they thought of selling it, let's say, at X amount, X rupees, X total amount of money they're going to sell the produce at. Now they have to sell at X minus 10, a reduced rate, so that 10 that 10 will be treated as an inventory loss. Okay. So here they have said, Supreme has said, the margins have eroded mostly due to inventory loss in our stock of finished goods of pipe and also in the raw material we have committed. The world market price has fallen, so we lost money. But now we can quantify, we have quantified around 50 to 60 crores of inventory loss for that particular quarter. This was for Supreme. Maybe Prakash is going to the same problems. Okay. Uh, yes, yes, extremely important stuff. Okay. In a pipe division, we lost money due to inventory loss. It will also be improving and we are increasing our business of value added products. Okay. And so overall, we believe that we'll be earning between 14.5 to 15.5% margins this year for the company. So inventory loss was a big reason. Maybe Prakash had the same. Then a question is asked about some clarity on the anti-dumping duty. Okay. When will it come and how much help will it provide the plastic pipe industry? Okay, even Prakash said that Prakash Pipes did say they were expecting growth at least by the end of the year. So let's see. The answer by Supreme is that the government Directorate General of Trade Remedies announced a disclosure notice that this is a quantum of injury that each foreign exporters have caused to the Indian industry. Now, thereafter, the final anti-dumping duty recommendation is going to be announced by the Directorate General of Trade Remedies. Thereafter, after the announcement, the Ministry of Finance will examine and then issue the duty imposition notification. Normally, it should take between 3 months to 4 months. Now, in the month of July, we anticipate that anti-dumping duty may come on November or October. November, the anti-dumping duty may come in that side and it will be very helpful for the industry because again it will raise the prices of the goods, which is always a good thing. Now this was Supreme. Okay, very big company. Now to gain, let's say, try our best to gain more insight. Prince Pipes, yes, Prince Pipes and Fittings, their con call, what have they said? Okay, now the heightened volatility in PVC resin prices, this is the raw material. uh, it's pretty confusing as in if let's say prices are too high, PVC resin prices are too high, raw material price because the main problem. But if they go down way too low, then that's also a problem. So way too high, way too low are problems. PVC prices going way too high, way too low, it can cause downsides in both cases, it seems like. Okay, because it's not only a raw material, it also kind of determines the price of the final plastic product formed, PVC product formed. So PVC resin prices, they're kind of strange in that manner. Okay, so they said, as we stepped in quarter one of fiscal year 2026, the challenging demand environment persisted. The sharp correction in PVC resin prices led to inventory losses in the trade channel, which temporarily compressed our margins. Okay, so inventory losses are recorded in the profit and loss statement. So it seems that prices, PVC resin prices must have declined sharply. This sharp decline must have caused inventory losses because again, your raw materials and the prices of finished goods, they will decrease in the market. The value of those finished goods will decrease. Inventory, which includes those finished goods, the value of inventory will go down, leading to inventory losses. And this compresses the margins. Maybe Prakash Pipes was experiencing the same. Moving on, okay. Now, so volume, they mentioned volume growth has been 3.7% for first quarter. In second quarter, July has been to a good start. July has been to a good start. So we have seen good growth in July. We are confident of single digit to low double digit kind of growth for the rest of the year going onwards. And Prakash Pipes mostly does a bit better than Prince Pipes. I guess so. Not saying it does, but there's a possibility. that again it does a slightly better than Prince Pipes or is comparable to Prince Pipes in terms of volumes, like growth and all that. And again, see this below me, ADD, anti-dumping duty comes by September, October. So the I guess the entire industry is thinking that volumes are going to recover, profitability is going to come back. I think they all suffer inventory losses and anti-dumping duty. They're looking for it to come by September, October, or November half. Okay. Then okay, continuing, they said so high single digit, double digit kind of growth they're looking at for the rest of the year. Now, as far as realizations are concerned, realization is the rate, the money at which something is bought or sold, the realization. Okay. I mean, everyone knows we are a pass through industry. It's mainly a function of raw material prices, which are not controllable. Okay, it's mainly a function of raw material prices. Function of raw material prices, as in maths functions. So it depends extremely heavily on raw material prices. The industry, it's a thing. It's inherent to the industry. Okay. So if you see the decline in realizations year on year, June quarter to June quarter, I think we are in a line. We are in line with the peers of around 8 to 9% kind of drop in realization. So I think that's going to be a function of raw material pricing. So again, as the anti-dumping duties announced and raw material prices move up, I think realizations will also move in line with that. Okay, so prices came down sharply, PVC prices, that led to the PVC resin prices came down sharply, prices of products went down sharply, inventory losses, and this impacted the overall profitability of what it seems the entire sector. And now they're expecting the duty to come in. That's going to help um, volume growth. They were seeing good volume growth and they were seeing stability in prices. And again, even they have mentioned, I think margins will improve going forward. We have seen an inventory loss of around 15 to 20 crores in the June quarter. Inventory losses going forward will not be there. And as volume improves, operating leverage will also improve. So I think in terms of margins, quarter two will be better than quarter one, and second half will be better than first half. So they expect margins to improve. So if Prince is expecting maybe Prakash being in the same industry can expect, not saying it will, but maybe can. And no, they also mentioned inventory loss, 15 to 20 crores. Prakash Pipes may also have it. Prince said they have it. Supreme said had it. So others may also have it. Then they have said operating leverage also will improve. Now, this means operating leverage is when, if it's high operating leverage, right? High operating leverage means your profit growth is more than your sales growth because you have so much fixed costs in the beginning. So if you have a lot of fixed costs, like at the beginning, you start a plant, let's say you start a factory, there's a lot of fixed cost. But after you establish the factory and it starts working and you start producing more and more goods, then let's say the costs which rise with production, let's say electricity cost, some more energy costs, maybe you have to hire a few more laborers, you have to take in more raw material. Those costs don't rise the way that the revenue will rise. So fixed costs are there. Let's say fixed cost is this much. The cost which will rise, let's say as you increase production will be, let's go like this. And revenue will move here. So variable costs will move up and up slowly, and the revenues will move faster, way faster, because your fixed cost is so much. So the industry seems that it has operating leverage. Maybe my explanation was horrible. Basically, higher operating leverage means if revenue growth is there, profit growth is higher. But if revenue slowdown is there, revenue declines by let's say 2%, 3%, your profits will decline even further. See, and that's what happened. Prakash Price we saw 0.68% drop in sales, 50% drop in profits. Yes. So I think in terms of margins, quarter two will be better than quarter one. Okay, so even they are expecting. Prakash Pipes, it has posted better margins than Prince Pipes. Then moving on, they said Sentiments in the channel are better than what was previous quarter. We have not seen very sharp decreases in PVC. There have been decrease, but it's not been very sharp the way it was before. So I think PVC prices have bottomed out, if not close to bottom. I think sentiment of channel is only improving, so it's not an on and off switch. Okay, this confirms it. PVC resin prices dropped sharply. That affected, and now they're decreasing very slowly, almost bottoming out. Good. And normally the company guides in the long run EBITDA. Okay, so they think that EBITDA margins should be normalized by quarter four, if not by quarter three. So quarter three and quarter four, it should reach around 12% EBITDA margin. And hopefully Prakash pipes, they seem to have done better than Prince pipes in like good times. In terms of when revenue growth is there, they seem to do better in margins. So yeah, hopefully it does, but we can never guarantee. And finally, one more statement. PVC prices are bottoming out, sentiment is improving, and we don't see a very high resistance from the channel to stock up. Okay. Um, yes. So I think this is important too. As we see the anti-dumping duty, which has been expected to come in September, October, and I think the prices are expected to stable around this level and bottom out. In terms of demand, you mentioned that demand is expected to improve ahead, going with some increased government push. See, even they said it. Where is it? Oh, where am I going? Hold up. Even Prakash Pipe said this, that they're expecting. Oh my God, it's on the same screen. Yes. And Prakash Pipe said it. They were expecting government. See, government's thrust on infrastructure spending. So Prakash Pipes, even they said they're, government. So same things mentioned. Um, hey, what am I doing? Hold up. Yeah, I'm dumb. Yes. So agriculture season was short-lived, which anyway is not a big part of our revenue. It's only around 30% of overall revenue. All right, all right. Uh, Building material company forced on plumbing and all that. Okay. We have seen the green shoots of demand in July, and I think these segments will continue to do well. All right. A lot of same statements and statements concerning the company themselves. So overall, very messy video. Overall, what is the thing we can take? Nothing is certain. Nothing seems to be certain. Prakash Pipes, we have analyzed the con calls of two of its competitors. Okay. Uh, Everyone expects the anti-stumping duty to actually come, and at least two companies are expecting the PVC prices to have bottomed out. And as a summary of the situation, so it seems that PVC prices experienced a sharp decline due to several reasons. PVC resin prices, the raw material price. So PVC resin prices declined sharply. This led to, of course, decrease in the price of the product sold because the industry seems to be a function of raw material prices. There were inventory losses with the sharp decrease in PVC resin prices. So inventory losses led to lesser profitability, led to losses, and decline in PVC resin prices led to the decline in PVC resin prices led to decline in the revenues they could make from selling the products. So we saw flat revenue growth and we saw a massive decline in profitability. So overall, it seems that Supreme and Prince both are expecting things to do well. Uh, I don't understand why the flexible packaging division, though, for this company, yeah, Prakash Pipes, the flexible packaging division, uh, they did mention, okay, the flexible packaging division, right? You can see this quarter was 3,751 MT, I guess megatons or metric tons maybe. So MT compared to 3,705 MT. So there was growth. There was growth in the segment, but there's a massive decline in profitability in this segment. Okay. as in showcase here. Now here we see segment revenue for flexible packaging. If you compare this quarter, last quarter, see 36, 36, it has slightly increased. But if you see the results, results are kind of like the EBIT, the EBIT kind of, okay, the earnings before taxes and interest and all that. You see 3624, flexible packaging, 1113, whatever number this is in, whatever unit this is in, lakhs or whatever, to now 183. So it's like 1/10, not 1/10, but massive, massive decline. And I could not find the reason for that. But even what do they say? Supreme. Yes, Supreme, the revenues for their packaging division that increased. Even their EBITDA actually decreased, though not by this extent. Maybe Prakash Pipes has way more operating leverage, so higher revenue growths lead to higher profit growths. But overall, yeah, 10% margins, 8% margins for this quarter. I hope they recover. So that's it. Hope you have a nice day. Bye bye.